Hi everyone, welcome to Poisonous People. Today we are continuing our series on diagnosing NPD, and in this video we're going to cover criterion number 5, sense of entitlement. Here's how it is worded in the DSM-5. We are still on page 669, and number 5 says, has a sense of entitlement, namely unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. So the first thing I want to point out about this is that it is a sense of entitlement, which is very different from actual entitlement. If a person is genuinely entitled, it means that they really do have a right to certain benefits or privileges. It belongs to them. And so when you look at the DSM-5, they're very clear. They say it's a sense of entitlement, just so that there isn't any confusion that the narcissist is 100% not entitled to the thing that he or she thinks he or she is entitled to. And that's why this is one of the most maddening, aggravating aspects of the narcissistic personality, is this idea that I have a right to whatever it is. And that's why they're demanding it. They're not asking for whatever it is. They are demanding it because they believe they have a right to it. So if I worked a 40-hour work week and then my employer decides to withhold my paycheck or just say, you know what, I'm not paying you, you're darn right I'm going to get mad, because that money is mine and I'm not going to ask for it. I'm going to demand that you pay me what I'm owed. So with a sense of entitlement, it's really difficult because the narcissist really honestly and truly believes that he or she deserves whatever it is that he or she wants. This is perhaps the greatest single non-bizarre delusion that narcissists have. The narcissist honestly believes that you have wronged him or her. The narcissist really believes that you cheated them out of something that was theirs. And so in a sense, it's like you stole from them. And that's why they're going to smear you to other people. Sometimes they smear you to get ahead of you exposing them. But in this case, I want to give you an alternate way of looking at it, because they feel that you did not give them what they deserved. And that's why in their mind, you are the bad guy. This also results in splitting. Either they paint that person as all bad or all good. So once you deny the narcissist something that they honestly feel they have an entitlement towards, you're a bad person, because what kind of person doesn't give somebody what rightfully belongs to them? They're going to become very angry with you, and they're not going to understand why we even need to talk about this. Like, there's nothing to talk about. This is mine and you're not giving it to me. And that can include anything. It can be money, it can be sex, it can be some sort of arrangement that they want you to, drive them all over town for some reason. And so this is where we get into the second portion of this criterion, where the DSM actually spells out in particular that these requests are unreasonable. So the DSM says unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. So the first thing we want to look at is that the requests being made are generally very unreasonable. Now, a lot of times people make requests of us and they're quite reasonable. So when we say no, we do have every right to say no. We're not obligated to say yes to somebody just because they made a reasonable request. But most people, if they do make reasonable requests and then we say no, they're going to be disappointed. They may even be angry with us because they felt their request was reasonable and we may agree with them. It's just, I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's a no. But with narcissistic entitlement, the requests are usually so far out there, like really unreasonable requests, the kinds of things that your everyday person without NPD wouldn't even dream of asking. And yet the narcissist believes that this is perfectly reasonable and can't imagine why you would ever possibly say no to this. And P.S., let me remind you, it's really not a request. It's a demand because they have a right to it. They're entitled. Now, the second specifier that they gave for this criterion is automatic compliance with his or her expectations. And I like to focus on that word automatic. Narcissists do not want you to think it over. You know, again, I'm going to use that paycheck example. If you worked a 40-hour work week and then you said to your boss, may I have my paycheck, please? You don't want to hear your boss say, well, I'll have to think it over. No, there's nothing to think about. The compliance has to be automatic. They don't want to hear maybe. They don't want to hear I'll think about it. They don't want to hear I'm not sure. They want to hear yes, and anything less than yes is equivalent to no. So that's how narcissistic entitlement works. I'm Jen Guerriero, and this is Poisonous People. Thanks for watching.